Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. So my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party, and the canvas is blank. Why? 'Cause it's How To Tuesday. What? So, always free to watch. Tips are appreciated. So, PayPal is on there. Stars is enabled. All that happy stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to start off with a commercial, but I think I just did. How To Tuesday. Tonight we're going to learn how to paint doves, because Doves is in Friday's painting. So, of course, we have to give props to you-know-who. Where is he? There he is. There's the man of the hour. Say hi to your fans, buddy. Say hi to your fans. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. All right, let me show you my handy-dandy table. And let's see. So, Diane says she loves doves. Hello, Diane. So if you're painting, practicing, tonight's practicing with me, let me know. Say hello. Let me know if anyone's practicing with me. And, and we'll give you a warm Eve's Creations family welcome. So let me show you my handy-dandy table. Okay, so I've got all sorts of brushes here. I'll let you know what I'm using when I'm using it. Got water, got my Diet Coke, got my palette, same colors every single video. Blue, I gave myself extra white because we're doing doves. A little bit of black, red, and yellow. Oh yeah, so let me put you guys, hello, April, in your handy-dandy holder. And we'll get started once everybody pops on. Get yourselves ready, Freddy Spaghetti, and we'll be all set. So I am working on a 16 by 20 canvas. So it is 20 this way, 16 straight up and down. Let me move you back a little bit so you can get the whole canvas in there. And hi Cindy, hi April, hello. So that being said, let me turn around, and I went over the table. We introduced butters. We did all that good stuff. I'm trying to plug you guys in here. There we go. So you stay charged through the whole thing. We need to make sure you're all charged up, right? So you don't miss a thing. So Diane's here. We got April. We got Cindy. So I'm going to start off with Big Boy. He's a 1-inch flat brush. And I'm going to turn around and just put a background of a sky, because doves are birds, so they'll be in the sky. That's what I'm thinking anyway. That's what's coming to my mind. You guys do whatever background you want. Like I said, we're just going to practice tonight so we can get your guys' paintings that much better. So on Fridays, let me show you Fridays. So on Friday's painting, we have we have these guys right here. So that is what we're painting tonight. So if you want to screenshot that, so you have a reference, take a screenshot right there. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and over here, 3, 2, 1, and that's what we're going to be painting tonight. So, if you need to see it again, just let me know. I'll show you. No worries on that, because that's Friday's painting. And then next Friday is the ocean with the mountains, because you all said yay to doing that. So, very cool, right, April? That's what I'm talking about. So, as people are coming on, I'm going to swirl tap that Big Boy. I think we're going to have a light crowd tonight, and that's okay. I do not mind. I do not mind at all. So I always appreciate everybody coming on and painting with me while I'm live, because, otherwise it'd probably be pretty boring if I was just talking to myself. A little bit boring. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to make my sky like more on the blue side, since I am doing white doves. So I don't want it to be too light, because I want there to be a contrast between the birds and my sky. So I am going to add more blue than white, and we're just going to fill this canvas up, right? Blue skies, blue skies. So those of you that are new to the fam, every Tuesday is How To Tuesday. It is a practice session. There is no pre-planned painting or anything of that sort. We all just hang out as a family And you get to ask me any questions that you want to ask about art, because I don't have to stay hyper focused. Hi Sharon. Hello, sweetheart. I don't have to stay hyper focused on the task at hand. Okay, so this is your Q&A time, to make sure you get. A lot of you are beginners and you have a lot of questions, and now is your time. Diane said, I think you can entertain yourself just fine talking to yourself. I probably could. Hello, Doreen. I probably could entertain myself just talking to myself. So I don't know if you guys checked it out. Still playing with my little makeup hobby. I went with yellows and like peaches and like all sorts of spring colors. So anyway, I think it looks kind of cool actually. I didn't think I was gonna like yellow as an eyeshadow, but I'm kind of digging it. We're kind of digging it. Doreen's here for her therapy. Yes, Doreen, let's do it. Let's do it, girl. Tina B's here. She's saying hello to everybody. She's fixing dinner. What's for dinner, Tina B? Anything good? Donna's hanging out with us tonight. Donna rolling in on the motorcycle. That's awesome, Donna. I love it. 6,000%. I am beautiful in any color. Aw, you're so sweet, Doreen. Thank you. Hey, Cynthia. How you doing? How you doing, Cynthia? So, Cynthia is hanging out with us tonight. You like the eyeshadow? Thank you so much. Well, you ladies know it's Carolyn is here. Okay, I can't paint and write at the same time and say hello to y'all. So we're gonna put the brush down for a second. I'm like, yeah, this ain't happening. Hello, Carolyn. How you doing, lovey? Hello, Bonnie. What's going on, my doll? And Kelly's hanging out with us tonight. Hello, Kelly. How you doing, sweetheart? I'm, like any new hobby, right? The more that you play around, the more that you practice and just, not have any worries or fears and just try something, the better you're going to get. So, that being said, thank you for the compliment saying that my face looks pretty cool with my little makeup hobby. And the same with you guys and your paintings. That's just the way it's going to good. Oh, cortisone shot in your heel. Ooh. So, healing wishes for Kelly, guys. Healing wishes for Kelly. So, Bonnie's already hitting the stars button. Bonnie, you're awesome. So, those of you that don't know about the stars are enabled. That is to send me support. And just an FYI, each star is a penny. So, this way you know what you're hitting. Okay? Carolyn is good. You had a, cut and colored your hair today. You had a salon day. Salon days are always nice. That sounds like a better day than what Kelly had. I'd rather a salon day than getting a shot. That's for sure. Tina B's making spaghetti. I like spaghetti. I think spaghetti is like the one of the most awesome go-to dinners ever. Lisa V is hanging out with us. Oh, you did your hair by yourself? That's amazing. That is amazing. Doing it. It's talking about salon. I got Aruna is on deck. Hello, Aruna. Welcome to the fam, sweetheart. Aruna starting off with some stars. Look at you swooping in with the stars. Hello, hon. What was I talking about? I don't even remember. I was talking about hair. I was talking about spaghetti. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I'm just trying to get paint on this canvas, people. But I want to say hi and talk to all you guys at the same time. Oh, snickerdoodle. Alright, well, let's, okay, I'm going to get paint on this canvas and, let it set in a little bit, and then I'll chat with everybody. Because I want to make sure I don't miss a person. I want to make sure everybody gets a warm hello, 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 and a welcome. And hubby says hi too. I don't have time for you right now, hubby. I'm busy. Hello, hi, hello, 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 sweetheart. And I'm out of blue paint already. See that? See how quickly that happens? So I'm gonna grab more blue paint, and I'll do roll call. If I missed you, I'm sorry. We'll get you on the list, and you guys are all in great spirits tonight. I love it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Oh yeah. So we're getting this paint on the canvas here, and just blue and white. Like I said, I wanted a darker blue because it's going to have the white doves on top of it. So I want to make sure that there was going to be enough of a contrast. Okay, the way I got the different colors, see how it kind of has streaks in it. I stick and move. Marie is here. Hello, 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 Marie. Everybody give Marie a warm welcome to the fam. Welcome. I think this is your first time saying hello, hello, hello. And the same with Aruna. So to get the separation of color, you stick and move and you leave it alone. To get a more solid tone without all these separations, you just keep brushing over it. And as you're brushing over it, as long as it's still wet, as you're brushing over it, it will soften and blend and become one color. Okay, so that's how you wind up fixing between the two. Okay, if you like the separation of the colors, you leave it alone. If you want it more soft and blended, then you turn around and keep brushing over it, and it'll blend out. Whew. Look at all you guys saying hello. Thanks for the compliments on the make-em-ups, by the way. Yeah. So now I can say hello to everybody because I wanted to get that paint on the canvas. We're supposed to be doing something here. Well, I am. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm supposed to be taking care of something here. I'm supposed to be painting and showing you guys how to paint. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know what you guys are doing. I have no idea. And that's okay, right? Because we just hang out and have fun. That's our job. That's our job. All right, so thank you guys. Thank you so much for the stars, Sharon. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Hello, 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 Tom. How you doing, sweetheart? Tom came back from more torture. Hello, 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 Tom. How you doing, sweetheart? So, that being said, I got my Diet Coke. There we go. So, check the lipstick now, because this is going to get rid of it all. And, birds, right? For the birds. The bird is the word. So, I did do a how-to on birds before. But, now where, Doreen, I might have just missed it, sweetheart. If they might be showing, I might have missed it, lovey. Thank you so much for your stars. If you hit the stars button, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I might have just missed it. So, with birds, right? Now, remember how I said you break everything into shapes? So, a bird shape. Have I done any waterfall paintings? Yes, I have, Bonnie. Way in the beginning, I can past blast you, do a past blast of a waterfall. I posted some past blasts of the spring paintings that I've done so far. You guys seen on the page. So I'll past blast the waterfall one. There's one in there. I really do think there's one in there. There's a few. There's one with koi fish. There's Sunset Falls. There's, and I think I did an autumn one with the water coming out of the rocks. So there's a few waterfalls out there. Shapes. So the go-to bird shape is usually like an eyeball or a teardrop, depending on how your bird is going to be. Okay? And then another thing you want to pay attention to is the shape of the bird's head. That's why a lot of us wind up with like chickens. A lot of us have wind up with like chicken-looking birds because we get the shape of the head wrong. It's a lot more shallow than we think it is. Like this one, I went a little high. See how it's this bump right here? So he's kind of losing his dove. He kind of looks more like a chicken than a dove. Because the shape of his head's wrong. This one, I nailed it. See that? So I'm going to definitely make sure I show you that. Okay, so I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. I'm making some big birds tonight. We're going with some bigger birds. Big old birds in the house. Alright, so I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. I just flicked big boy into my whole cup of brushes. So now all my brushes have blue water on them. Chickens! Yeah! So lots of times people try to do birds and they start looking like chickens, and that is because the one simple reason that the shape of the head is wrong. Thank you so much for that, the little heart girl, Cynthia. So I'm swirl dabbing big boy. I just flung dirty blue water into my whole cup of brushes here, but I'll deal with that later, I guess. And I'm gonna grab white paint. I'm going to grab some white, and I'm going to grab some of this white with a little bit of blue in it, just to make it like a little lighter blue, okay? And like the first thing, right, what do we always do when we paint anything? We break it into shapes, right? So the first bird is at an angle, so I'm going to put my angle in. And I'm going to start off small because the more I play with it, the bigger it's going to get. And then I'm going to do my shape. I'm going to do an eyeball or an oval or whatever you want to call the shape, a football, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So, and if you noticed, with doing the angled line, right, you do the angled line so you get the angle you want your bird to be in. Right? Then you do the shape even Steven on both sides, and now your bird is going to be the angle that you want it to be. Right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That wasn't very hard at all. So any of you that are painting birds and you want them at a certain angle, there you go. That's how you do it. Alright. Now, I'm going to put tail feathers on just because they're fun to put on. Just right here. And they're going to follow that same angle, right? So I'm going to do a line out, right, for the center tail feather. And then I am just going to pull. I am just going to pull to get the shape of the rest of the tail feathers. Now, I will go back in and fix them. Right? So right now it looks like one of those. Do you ever play with fish, or you ever play with those wiffle balls when you're little and they had like the little flyer thing on the back of it? You guys remember that? Or am I like way too old? So the next thing I want to do is I want to put in the swoop for the head. And this is what I'm talking about. When you do birds, the eagle especially, the bird's head is a lot, trying to find the words, it's more shallow than it is rounded, okay? So a bird's head actually flows right off their body 90% of the time, except for a chicken. That's the only one I can think of. So, except for a chicken. So when you do a bird's head, what you want to do is you want to flow right off of the body. And then you could always adjust it later. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to follow along my body line here. And then I'm going to pull out and do a little scoop. Now, I could always fix this later. I could always turn around and schmooze it a little bit better. Maybe the neck is too long. Maybe this is going on. Whatever the case may be. But at least I'm starting with a line that is streamlined with the body, right? Because could you imagine birds trying to fly and they're not streamlined? Meaning they're not all in a row? Their bodies? Could you imagine a bird trying to fly and his head is like all the way up here and he's like this the whole time? Birds don't fly like that. They go whoop. Because everything's all lined up. They're not like this when they're flying. Yeah, it looks like I got a long neck on that. That's okay, Bonnie. I'll deal with it. No worries. We're not going to stress it. So you want to make sure it's streamlined with the body. So you don't have no bobbin head bird. Alright? And then the next thing I want to do is I want to turn around and just bring this in a little bit. Okay? Because this should also be streamlined. Alright? Now, my bird is facing that way. So I'm going to turn around and I'm going to add to his head, and then I'm going to put a little bit more here, and then I'm going to bring it into the bottom of the body. Okay? And now, that being said, he's going to have a little bit of a lift here going in. Now, is my head bigger than my bird body? Yes, it is. So, how do I fix that, right? Bonnie was saying I have a little too much neck. That's fine. You can just make your body a little bit bigger. So I can come off of here and I could swoop and I could just add more body to that. All I did was add tail feathers. So that stuff does not matter. Alright? So, adding more body to the bird. Okay, and then we're gonna, since he's facing that way, I kind of gave him a pretty sharp angle to be facing that way, but that's okay. So I'm gonna do the front here, and I'll swoop this around and bring that to there. Okay, so you can always add more, right? You can't take away. So you can always add more, you can't take away, right? So if you need to adjust a little, if you wound up putting on a long neck or whatever you might have wound up doing, that's okay. That is fine. Alright, you can always fix later on. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is you want to pay attention to where your wings are. Where's the wings coming out of the bird? Are they coming out right behind its neck? Is the wing shaped to where it's arching out from behind his neck? Is it coming out down by the tail? Is it like, you know, angled this way? You want to pay attention, because your wings, even though they're in the same part, the same body part of a bird every single time, you want to pay attention where they're coming out from the body to be able to put your angles in right to make the bird. So this bird has a wing swooping up. So it is coming out right past the point of his neck. So I'm going to turn around and I am going to do my, I know it's coming out, I paid attention, it's coming out from there, and I'm going to swoop upwards. Right? See? It's coming out, nope, wrong bird. It's coming out from that point. Alright, so that's what you want to pay attention to. You want to pay attention to where is the wing coming out from the body, and then have it come out from the body where it's coming out of. Took a library book out on drawing birds, and it says in general the head circle will fit 2 times in the body. Oh, so it's just like doing, thank you, Carolyn. It's just like doing silhouettes, because it's the rule of 2s. So let's see if I got it right. The head will fit in twice in the body. 1, 2. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I cracked myself up. Anyway, now you want to pay attention to how the feathers are going. So these feathers are shooting this way. Okay, so these feathers are shooting this way. Just like that. Okay, so that's, all right. So, drawing any bird, right? We got the basics down. Line for the angle. Put the body shape around it. Make the head more streamlined than you actually think it needs to be. Pay attention to where the wing's coming out of the body. Do the feathers at the shape that they're making. Okay? That's like every bird out there. Okay? So, that being said, he has another wing. I got paint on me. I'll go figure. He has another wing that's coming out this way now. And see how this one is coming out up here? This one's coming out down there. So, that being said, I'm going to swoop along, and then this one is coming out a little further back and is at a different angle. There it is. Alright, swoop, there it is. Swoop, there it is. Okay, and then the feathers are going to do something like this. I don't know, I'm just kind of putting it in there. We'll deal with that later. And then now that since I had to make my body bigger, I have to put my tail feathers in. My tail feathers in again, so, which is fine. So we're going to swoop this around and put the tail feathers in. So there is our dove body shape for the most part, right? We're going to go in and do all the details and all that happy stuff in a minute. So what I want to do is I want to do roll call, make sure I didn't miss anybody. I want to take a sip of my soda because I'm parched. And then we're going to do the other bird on the other side. So, that being said, let's do some roll call. And I got to dry my brushes that are in this cup because I splattered the paint water all over them. Getting myself situated. Hello, Gloria. How you doing, sweetheart? All right, so we have Diane, April, Cindy, Sharon, Doreen, Tina B, Donna, Cynthia, Carolyn, Bonnie, Kelly, Lisa B, Aruna, Marie, Tom, and Gloria in the house. Oh, yeah. And Debbie saying hello, too. Hello, Debbie. How you doing, sweetheart? Everybody give Debbie a warm Eve's Creations family welcome. Because she is new to the house, new to the fam. I'm Swirl Tap Dab and Big Boy. I'm getting all the globs off of him, and we're going to do the bird on the other side. Alright, guys? So, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. You guys got this. You can totally do it. You can totally rock and roll. It is doable. I wouldn't paint anything and present it as a paint party if I didn't think you guys could not do it. One thing about, I want to talk to you for a minute. So one thing about setting up, if you're trying something new, okay, and if you're just starting out and you're trying painting, you guys are all beginners, you're all at your own level. Some of you are further along than others. Like Lisa V, she's been painting with me since, like, I don't know, my 4th painting ever. So she's been painting for over 2 years already, year and a half, whatever the time scale is. Okay, so she's going to be further along than some of you that have just started with me. Whenever you turn around and start something new, make sure that you set attainable goals. Oh, I forgot to tell you all it's kid friendly. All my videos are kid friendly. You guys watch comments, I'll watch this thing. Okay, so now that's being said, make sure you set attainable goals. And what I mean by that is make sure you set goals that are reachable. 2 years, yep. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you so much for the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App support. I appreciate that. You are a doll. So you want to make, like, you don't want to turn around and pick a painting that me, with 30 years of experience, would have trouble painting. Don't do that to yourself. Because now you're just going to set yourself up for frustration. Why doesn't it look like what I want it to look like, and all that happy stuff? So the second bird is an S curve. Okay, so his head's coming out this way, and his body's swooping down. I need more white on my brush so you guys can see that. So his head is coming out this way, his body swooping down, and then his little tail's going this way. So you want to make sure, like, start off with easy things, guys. I did a how-to 3D objects. Now, the reason I did a how-to 3D objects is because I always tell you guys, break things down into shapes. You still try, though. That's right, Lisa V. Right? That's all you can do. Break things down into shapes. So now I'm going to do the symmetrical shape on either side of his body, right? So I'm going to swoop his the front in on that side, and I'm going to swoop the back in on that side. Okay, and fill it in. So I do 3D shapes because start off with a box. Start off with a cube. Start off with a sphere. Start off with, you know, and practice getting the shading and figuring out how to shade and blend and all those things. And you guys, I've had to work on several months on one painting for my mother because I couldn't get the perspective right. And you still try too, Cynthia. Absolutely. That's all you can do. So what I'm telling you guys, your peacock ended up with way too many feathers. So now you're going to work on your peacock again. Yeah, and that's okay. All right, so since he's swooping, his tail feathers are going to be swooping, right? Remember I said follow your angles. So his tail feathers are going to swoop. I like putting the tail feathers in. If you noticed, I like putting that's like my favorite part. So I always put the tail feathers in, like as soon as I possibly can. So, you know, you put the longest one with the angle, and then you just kind of move out and make them smaller and smaller. Okay? So that is how you do tail feathers. Okay? And then pay attention to where my wings are coming out. So the one wing is actually coming out from the top of his head. See that? So that's the line I want to do. So the one wing's coming out from the top of his head. Top of his head. And then the other wing is coming out on this curve from his body. Okay? So come down here and there's the other wing. Alright? And now I'm going to put the feathers in, which I'm just kind of putting where the feathers would be. So the feathers are there. And then the feathers are coming out that way. Okay, so now for his head, right, want to keep it streamlined. So where this curve is, I'm keeping that just the way it is. And then, because this curve is the top of his head. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to do a little swoop in right underneath that. Okay? So he is now streamlined. Okay? In fact, that's probably a little too fat. That's probably a little too fat. So I'm going to grab a smaller brush and I'm going to fix that. So how do I fix that? I just turn around and make this more of an angle. And then, since I made his head bigger, I have to move his wing up. Okay, so, see, I make mistakes too, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have to move his wing up, because I made his head bigger, and I have to make this bigger because I made his head bigger. So when you make an adjustment, remember, when you make an adjustment, sometimes you have to adjust everything else to your adjustment, because otherwise, if you just fix the piece that you messed up and don't turn around and adjust all the other things that are working off of that piece, you're going to turn around and have it not looking proportional. Okay, guys? So, I'm going to turn around and we're going to work on this guy now, because we have, because if I keep messing with, I got to walk away a second. See that? Before I fixed his head, he looked like a rooster. Right. So, he's still not the way I want it. But, I'm going to try, I'm going to leave it alone, even though it's bugging me. Here's another tip for you. Something's bothering you, and you try to fix it, and it still ain't working right, and you're getting a little frustrated, stop messing with it, because you're going to mess it up more. You got to learn to leave it alone, and it's really hard. I want to keep messing with it. You have no idea how badly I want to keep messing with it, but I am not going to. I'm going to leave it alone until I go back there, because as I'm playing with the shading... Hi, Abiola. I don't know how to say your name. I probably just botched it. But, hi, Abiola. Welcome to the fam, sweetie. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it is really, really, really hard to walk away with something. Okay, so we got to fill this guy in and put the shadowing and whatnot. Now, the reason I did the blue undertones is to turn around and make my life easier about adding where the brighter spots go. Okay, so I am filling in Big Boy with white paint, and I'm going to turn around, and now I'm going to add where the lighter, brighter things are. So the lighter, brighter things, where are they? Okay, so they are the top of the wing. Okay, they are the top of the wing over here. Okay, they are the top of the head. Top of the head. This head just wants to be large. I don't know why. And then you can do a little swoop swoop to soften that out. Okay, you can do a little swoop swoop so you don't wind up with a hard line. Okay, I'm just dabbing. All right, and then the next bright area is on the belly, right here. Okay, so, and then as you're doing this, like if your shape didn't come out perfect, that's okay. Because as you're adding to it, you can do little tweaks here and there. It's all good. It's all good. And then in the tail feathers. Okay, in the tail feathers, there's going to be bright markings. All right, so, now, I am going to show you the, these tail feathers. These wing feathers are actually going in the wrong way. They're actually should be going this way. There we go. See? So, doesn't mean you're going to get everything perfect the first time you do something. Okay, so I am going to show you the extremely tedious way to do, I don't know what you're asking me for, Abiola. Send it for me, please. I'm not really sure what that means. So, I'm going to show you the tedious way to do a feather. And then, I'm going to show you the quick way to do feathers. Okay? So, the tedious way to do a feather, I'm going to grab Mini-Me. And I'm going to give you a close-up. Close-up! Hi, guys. And I'm going to grab Mini-Me. I got my white paint, and we need to put a feather on this guy. So let's do this first feather right here. So I'm going to turn around and put the feather in. Okay? And I'm just going to smash that out. So, Oh, send you the bird? I don't know how to send the bird. So, there we go. We're going to put that in. And there is our first feather. Alright, now the tedious way to do feathers is you can turn around and you can shade this guy. So I'm going to grab some blue. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to shade it along the bottom. And then I'm going to shade it up here where the other feather would be. Right? And I'm going to wipe and clean off my brush. I'm going to wipe and clean off my brush. And then I'm going to do some zigzag zoom. Okay? And zigzag zoom this way. Right? And then I have to add more white. And zigzag zoom that in, right? Making the feathery pieces. And then you have the feather. So, this is, I can't even do it that well the tedious way because I'm so used to doing my hack. I'm going to add more dark in there. Oh, I'm so used to doing the hack, I can't even do it individual anymore. Alright, anyway, so that is the tedious way to do a feather. So, the hack. You guys ready for the hack? We all like the hack, right? Definitely like the hack. So, I'm going to swirl, tap, dab, big boy, and we're going to do the hack. So, the hack is, I'm going to turn around and grab blue paint, and I'm going to put in my dark lines. So, we're going to put in the dark lines for the hack. Okay, and once I have those in there, right, now I'm going to wipe my brush off, and I'm going to grab my white paint, and now I'm going to put in the individual feather loops, which is kind of going off the canvas, so you're only going to see some of them. So I'm going to swoop this, pull it in, and grab more white paint. Swoop this, pull it in. These are going off the canvas. You can't see them. So I'm just putting these lines inward in the blue. And it makes it look feathery without painting every single feather in his wing. So that's the hack. And can you use this hack for your peacock? The thing with the peacock is it has specific details on it, like the little circle with the eye in it and the markings. So, yes, you can do the hack for the actual feather part. And I figured, Abiola, you were from somewhere, and some of your stuff probably is getting lost in translation. So, welcome to the fam, sweetheart. So, you can do it for the general feather. But when you got to do the details, you got to do the details. There's no hack for the little detail stuff on it. Okay, so, and then I'm going to turn around here, and I'm going to put the curve. And I'm going to turn here, and I'm going to put the curve in. And then I'm going to swoop this in. And there are my feathers without making it tedious of shading and whatnots on all of them. And then I'm just going to grab some more white paint. And then once this dries, I can highlight my lighter areas even more. So, there you go. Let's do the hack on the other wing. Alright, so the other wing, I'm grabbing my blue paint. The hack looks prettier than the one I tried. Because you know why that is, Marie? Is because I haven't painted, like, unless I'm painting a feather, I haven't painted a feather on a bird, and I don't know how long. So, honestly, like, me painting that feather was kind of like, the hack's a lot easier. Alright, so, the blue paint, I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to add the blue paint, right, into the bird here. And I'm going to add extra here, because this wing is behind the other wing. so it's going to be darker. So I'm going to add the blue paint, and I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm going to grab the white, and now I'm going to put in the loops. Okay, so there's a loop here. Bring it in, right, and just swoop it into the blue. And then there's a loop here, and swoop it in to the blue. And then, so then you're just going to put your loops in, and you swoop them in, and notice they're getting smaller because the feathers are going to get smaller as I move in. And once this dries, so you want to put in all your little loopy things, those little curves at the top, that's what I'm calling loopy things, and put those all in. Right, there's another one in here. So there's one here, there's one here, 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 and here. And once you put those in, then you could pull it into the blue. And now you have the separation of the feathers, and you're not driving yourself nuts. And then, thank you so much, Doreen. And so now that this is set a little bit, this one over here, I can wipe my brush off. Actually, let me give it a swirl tap dab. So I am cleaning it, cleaning anything in it that might be messing it up. So I'm going to swirl tap dab, big boy, and I'm going to grab some clean white paint. And I can go in here now, and then I could add in, swoop, there he is, soften it. Okay, and then swoop another one here, soften it. And so you can add in your bright spots on your feathers after it sets in a little bit. You want to make sure you don't lose that blue that's separating them. And just pull it in, and then do a little soften, and then you have your separation of your feathers, and you didn't have to work that hard with it. Okay? And now that this is set in a little bit, I could add in the bright spots on this one. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to go to that top, and I'm going to do a little swoopy, and then soften it by dabbing. I'm just dabbing, that's all I'm doing. And I'm going to do the little swoopy, and then pull it in, getting softer as I pull it in. And you want to try not to lose the dark areas. If you lose the dark areas, you could always put it back in. And then these aren't going to get that bright because they're behind the other wing, so I'm going to just dab here and pull a little white in there, pull a little white in there, pull a little white in here. Notice I didn't grab any more paint on my brush. Pull a little white in there. And that way you have your separation of your feathers, and you didn't drive yourself nuts. And then the other thing I want to do is, since this wing is behind the body, thank you so much, Bonnie. Since this wing is behind the body, I want to turn around and put a dark area here to tuck that wing behind the body. Okay? So I want to make sure that I have a defined line. I'll give you a close-up. Close-up! See? So now that wing is definitely coming out from behind the body. And then I'm just going to soften this. And then add white to it. But you definitely want to get that line in. And then once you have that line in, then you could turn around and add the lighter color to it and swoop it the way it needs to be swooped into this wing. If you notice, I'm just taking the white paint. I'm doing this swooping motion, and I'm connecting this wing into the body. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. So you guys can all do that, right? And Tina B, how's your spaghetti? All right, I'm going to add a bright spot there and pull it through. So everything is kind of wispy and feathery, and if you notice, I'm just dabbing with my brush. I'm just pulling the colors through. I'm little bits of paint at a time. So it's yummy, awesome. So back here is going to be a shadow, so I want to add that in. So I'm going to grab the blue and I'm going to come under here. Close up. I'm going to come under here. Right? So good. And I'm going to add the blue under there. Right? And then I'm going to pull it through here. And then I'm going to wipe my brush off and add the white to it. Because I just want it darker. I don't want it, and I went into my wing a little bit. You see that? I kind of went in my wing with it, but I could fix that. So I want the blue under here, because that wing's going to cause a shadow, and into the tail feather a little bit. Soften it out. Soften it out. And then where I had the oopsie onto my wing, that's okay. I'll just grab white paint. And I'll just grab white paint, and I'm going to start over here and do the swoop. Swoop. Just like that. And now I have the part to where you can see the wing is separate from the body. So now you got a great shot of it right now where the camera is. Hi guys, I'm peeking. I'm peeking. See how I put the body here? Whoop! To put that wing in the back, and then I put the shadow here, and then brighten the wing to put the wing as part of the body on the front, and then you have the shadow that it is creating. Okay, and I am just using blue and white paint. I don't have anything fancy. I don't have any fancy paint on my brush. I got nothing fancy going on. I am just using blue and white paint. So I'm going to put Big Boy in the water. It's getting a little globby. Anybody that's practicing along with me, I'll give you a chance to catch up mustard on the wings and try the hack and all of that good stuff. And the peacock, April, yes, you can do the hack for the general wing shape. That's probably how I painted the peacock in the first place. So, and any other bird you do, you can do the hack. You just want to make sure that when you do add the highlighted parts, you don't lose those. See that dark and that dark and the dark there and the dark there? You don't want to lose that. So when I do these doves on Friday, I'm not going to get this into it. So, because number one, they're small. Number one, they're small, and do you deliver? Bonnie, you're hysterical. And number two, we have a whole wedding dress to paint, so I'm not going to get into it. And then the following Friday, guys, is going to be the, whoop, you're still in close-up mode. The following Friday, I didn't make the event yet, is going to be the mountains and the ocean you guys wanted to do. Okay, guys? So I have that on deck. I'm working on another one for the Friday after it. It's going to be a surprise. So, and see now from far away how cool that bird looks, and it really didn't take any time at all. And it's the same hack with the tail feathers. Shake the tail feather. Isn't that a song? Shake a tail feather. I think that's a song. So I'm going to swirl tap that Big Boy. And I'm actually going to get a different Big Boy, because I don't feel like cleaning right now. That's one good thing about having all the big boys that you could possibly have in your possession. I can just grab another one. So I did my paint party on Saturday. It was awesome, amazing. Everybody's paintings came out really cool. And we had a great time. And I did sell a brush set, so that was cool. And I'm going to grab a nice clean big boy, and we're going to do the hack on the tail feathers. Okay, so what's the first thing, right? We grab the blue. And then I want to show you the hack real fast. I'm going to finish this guy up, like lickety-split, the one on the other side, showing you this process, but how quickly it could be done on the when you get used to doing it, all right? So, blue paint, right? Whatever color you're shading your bird with, remember, you don't always have to use black. So I'm putting in the blue paint streaks. I'm going to swirl, tap, dab, big boy. It's a song from the Blues Brothers. Shake a tail feather. Yes. So I'm going to clean off my brush. I'm going to grab clean white paint. And I'm going to come in here. And you're not going to see the little swoops till I get here, so I'm just going to sweep this. His tail feather's kind of like too far in his body, you see that? So I don't want that there. So I'm going to grab Mini-Me with some water, and we're just going to, I kind of put this blue a little too far in his body. I don't want the tail feather starting there. I want them starting out here. So we're going to blend that out. See, I make mistakes too. It's all good. And I'm going to grab white paint. And I'm using Mini-Me. I'm zigzag zooming. And I am just blending out into the body that blue that I put on for my tail feathers. I don't want his tail feathers that far up into his body. So I'm just going to blend it out. And doing that, I put the shadow on the back end of them. Anyway, so the blue paint's on there. I'm going to grab clean white paint. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to swoop. And then I'm going to go swoop here. I'm going to put the little circle for the dove feather, pull it in. Put the little circle for the dove feather, pull it in. Okay, soften this out. And these are going right off the canvas, so I am just going to put the white paint in here. And I want that one swooping up a little bit more. And now I'm just going to grab some more white paint. And I'm going to put the highlight on that. Swoop. Highlight here. Swoop. Highlight here. Swoop. Highlight here. Swoop. And now I'm into my rounded pieces, so I want to make sure I be extra careful. And just like that, you have your tail feathers. And like I said, you just want to make sure you don't lose those dark pieces. You want to swoop, baby? Yeah, that's right. We're swooping. You want to make sure that you don't lose your dark areas. Okay, so I'm going to map in his beak and his whatnots so I can turn around and paint them orange when I come back to him. So I'm going to grab Tiny. Tiny is a small round brush, and I'm going to grab white paint because I'm mapping. And I'm going to put his little feet in. So his little feet are like right over here, so I'm just going to put a line. And another one further up. Blend this out because that would be behind the body. And then his three little claws things, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? Little birdie feet. And I'm going to grab a smidge of blue paint and put the shadow here. See that? So I'm going to put the shadow in to make that foot behind the body. And I'm just going to pull my brush through because it has white paint on it. And blend. Okay? So, that being said, I'm going to grab white paint and we need to put his beak. So the beak on this one, remember, streamlined. So you're going to follow the head around, and then you're going to put the beak coming out the way you need it to be. Kind of looks like a swan, right? Looks a little bit like a swan. So I'm going to put my beak in, and if you noticed, I followed the streamline of the head. Now, a dove's beak is not that fat. That's a swan beak. So let's just add a little bit up here to kind of balance out the big old beak that I gave her. There we go. So that's a little bit better. All right. So that being said, I'm gonna take a mini me, and I'm gonna soften this out because I had to add. We had kind of a swan beak going on there, and a dove's beak is not that triangulated. It's more of a little mini triangle. It can be any size I want it to be. So, let's see what Sharon just said. Showing how to fix mistakes is so beneficial. Also, letting mistake dry before fixing them, something you really need to learn. That's right, Sharon. You got that right. And it could be any size I want. Yeah, a dove beak is more of So, that's all right. It's all good. I think honestly I just want to paint a duck tonight. I really, because everything between the size of the head and the beak shape now, I just want to paint a duck. So I should just be painting a duck instead of trying to paint a dove. But it's all good. I'm going to grab mini me, and we're going to put the little ribbon in. So I'm going to hide some of this with my ribbon. So we're going to put the ribbon in just like that and fix the edge. Now, I did ribbons and whatnots with you guys, so you guys know how to do this. I will do it, but I'm just letting you know that there is a how-to on how to do ribbons and bends and twists. There's a how-to with that. So we're going to turn around and we're going to, there. That's better. And I could actually, you know what I could do? I could take, but this takes color matching skill. So we'll see if I have the color matching skill tonight. Because see my background color? Remember when I tell you guys, remember this, when I tell you guys, save some of your background color, you can use it to fix things. So that's my background color. I could actually come in here and cut in my background color and take that piece off. So that is another way to hide an oopsie. The only thing that you have to be, you have to turn around and match it to your background like perfectly. So, because you don't want to turn around and see that you covered an oopsie. So that is another way to take care of an oopsie. But notice you can tell I took care of the oopsie. You can tell the difference between the background and me fixing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take mini me. I got a lot of oopsies tonight. But you guys are getting a lesson in how to fix oopsies. So I'm going to take mini me. And we're going to turn around and blend that out. I'm just dabbing by my shape. And then as I pull it out, I'm going to blend it. So this way, There. Not too bad. A little more blending right here, a little more blending right there. And we took care of our oopsie. And I'm going to add a little bit more blue to Mini Me, because some of that white is still showing through. I'm going to put that on. And see, I'm dabbing and blending it out. You've got to blend it out. If you don't blend it out, everyone's going to know that you covered an oopsie. Okay? So, but that's another reason why you want to keep your background color around. Okay? So, the other guy. So we're going to do the other guy. Woo! Let's do the other guy. Let's see if Eve can get through the other guy without as many mistakes as I had with this one. Yes! So, but it's all good. Notice, sometimes being an artist has nothing to do with how well you paint. It has to do with how well you can cover up your mistakes. So, that being said, and notice now her head doesn't look as streamlined anymore. So all these things can happen as you're painting a bird. So it's okay. It's a skill. I don't usually paint a lot of birds. You've seen my art. You see what I paint. When's the last time I painted a bird? I don't even know. What am I drinking tonight? I'm drinking a Diet Coke. So I don't know what's in my Kool-Aid tonight. But some people, that's all they paint is birds. Like some people, all they paint is, all they paint are flowers. So, you know, some people, that's all they paint are the flowers. And some people, all they paint is birds. I mean, like, everybody finds their little shtick. So, let's see if we can get Mr. Bird a little bit more on point. Fixing oopsies. Oh, yeah. Cynthia needs prayers? I missed something. Prayers to Cynthia. Healing wishes, love. Healing wishes. Okay, so I'm going to swirl tap that big boy. And let's whip this guy out. Lickety split. Okay? So what am I going to do? I'm going to grab some white paint. Da-da-da. I'm going to grab some white paint and we're going to do the highlighted areas. So we have highlight over here and soften. Highlight here and soften. Okay. There's going to be a highlight on the top of the head. Here. Soften. Top of the neck there. Soften. And the belly. Okay, so we gotta do the belly and soften. There we go. Right, I'm trying to go nice and slow, stay in my lanes. And hello, Madison. How you doing, sweetheart? Welcome. So, my tail feathers are going to have some highlight in it. So, I'll grab the white paint and we're going to put a highlight here. And we're going to put a highlight here. Let's put one in the middle. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do the feather hack. So I'm going to grab my blue paint. I'm doing all right, Madison. We're having a good old time tonight. So I'm going to grab my blue paint and I'm going to put my darken to my feathers. There it is. And wipe my brush off, and I'm going to grab my white paint, and I'm going to do my feather round pieces. So we're going to have it be round here, round here, round around here. And more white paint. And round here. There. There. Here. And this kind of just disappears. So put that in. Wipe my brush off. I'm going to soften this out. We're going to soften all of this out a little bit. Okay, and this is a little bit darker because it is behind his whole body. So obviously he doesn't have a wing that comes out of his head. Let's do the other wing. So I'm going to turn, oh, I did this wing with the blue already. All right, so I have blue on my brush. I'll just add some more. And we're going to grab, wipe my brush off, grab the white paint. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do my loop. We're going to do our loop. We're going to do my loop. We're going to do my loop. April, if you're still with us, if you send me a message of the painting you're working on for your mom, I can help you with it. And these go off of the canvas. So I'm just going to put that in there. Boop. Like that. And have that blend into the body where his wing is connecting. Put a little shadow right there. Put my shadow here. Okay, and I'm grabbing a little of the mixture of the light blue. And we're going to put that in here. Soften, 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 soften. Grabbing white paint. And I'm going to put in the brightness of the head and then the connector to the wing. Soften that. Now I got to do my tail feathers, so I'm going to grab my blue. Okay, yes. Oh, yeah, you had to do a barn. Yeah, we did cabins. I showed how to paint cabins once. I should show how to paint barns, huh? I should do a how-to on barns. That's a really good idea, April. Thank you. So, I'm going to put my blue in. I'm going to wipe my brush off. And I'm going to do my ovals like we talked about before. Putting those in with the hack. Right? We all like the hack. The hack is good. The hack is easy. The hack is fun. And now you know Eve's secret to doing feathers and it not taking me a year and a day to do them. So we're going to put that in. We're going to soften. Soften. Soften, 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 soften. And I'm going to grab white paint. I'm going to come back up in here. I'm going to put some more highlights throughout here. So swoop that way. We're back to swooping. Swoop, 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 swoop. Some highlights. And swoop some highlights here. So swoop. That's a big one. And swoop, 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 swoop those in. Dab it out a little bit. And the tail feather now. I'm going to put my highlights in here. So swoop and swoop, swoop. Maybe I was going too slow on the other bird. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know, because doesn't seem to be as many oopsies with this guy. So, I don't know. So, doing the white, like I said, we're swooping that. And let's give him another little one right there. Let's do that. I don't know. I feel like there should be another little feather right here. And bring that in. Or maybe two. And let's grab another one and bring one in here. right there, like 2 bright feathers right on the front part. And then I'm going to take some white paint and I'm going to pull this so his body is in front of those tail feathers that I just put in. Okay, so his body is in front of those, just like that. And a little bit of the blue and white back here. Put that in, soften, 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 soften. A little bit more white. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. And now I'm going to turn around and take my tiny and put my beak in. Let's see if I can do a dove beak on this bad boy. So, let's see if I can do a dove beak on this bad boy. I missed everybody's comments. I was in the zone, guys. The hack is wet on wet. Yes, April, the hack is wet on wet. I am doing good today, Madison. How are you? Bonnie, I don't know. Seascape's not really sure what that was in reference to. And, yes, the hack is wet on wet, so you can soften and blend. And, Madison, I do not have a step-by-step instructions. This is how I show you guys on my How To Tuesdays. You could always re-watch the videos, right? That would be nice. I wish somebody would send me step-by-step instructions, but you know what? If somebody sent me step-by-step instructions, guess who wouldn't read them? I wouldn't read them. I wouldn't read them. You can catch the replay, Madison. All right, we're gonna do this guy's beak, and let's see. Maybe I can get a dove beak. Okay, so we're gonna follow his shape of his head here, and we're gonna put a little point up, kind of an eagle, kind of an eagle. Let's kind of try to bring that and bring this. All right, not too bad. Not a little eagle-y. It's a little eagle-y, a little bit like an eagle, but not too bad. Not. You know, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm gonna add a little more to the top of his head here. Fix that line up. So it's a little eagle-y. Maybe if I add a little more. That way? Not too bad. April does step-by-step doesn't work when we paint outside the lines. Absolutely not. At dawn, yeah, I got ducks and eagles tonight. We're doing doves, Eve. We're doing doves. Big one is she, and this one is he. Did you notice that? I got a boy and a girl going on, right? It looks better, right? So, why not? Whatever. And we got to do our ribbon. Bye, Madison. Catch it on the replay, sweetie. And you can pause it if you need to. So, let's do my ribbon from our little dude here. So, I'm just grabbing mini-me and putting in a little ribbon here. Oh, you know what I should do? I should make these ribbons like make a heart. Right? Like they're making a heart down here. That would look really cool. How would I do that? Huh. Well, let's see. If I bring this one around, and I could do that with it. Right? If I bring that one around, I could do that with it. And then if I bring this one around, no, Nope, that's not going to work. I can bring this one around to make the point. Right? And I could bring this one around. Oh, I can bring this one around to make the other point. There we go. That one around to make the other point. And then I could bring this one around to do the loop around. Alright. Make that a little fatter. Bring this around and do the loop around. There. Now that was a little sidestep, but that was kind of cool. And then this one goes into that one. And now the ribbons are making a heart. Kind of cool. Alright. So, see you on Friday. Alright, so we need to give him feet. So I'm going to grab Tiny. I'm going to grab Tiny, and we got to give him feet. So I'm going to grab white paint and put his little feet in. So he'll have one coming out from the one side of the body, and then one coming out from this side of the body. There's his little feet. And now I'm going to make orange to do the beaks and stuff. So I got my red and yellow one here. So grab my red. Grab my yellow, smush it all together, smush, 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 smush. Load up my brush, spin it around using my small round brush. You have to go adult for a little while. Aw, we don't want to adult, April. Yes, and I got to do the eyes too, Bonnie, you're right. So Bonnie keeps me on point. So let's fill in the feet over here. So we're going to fill in the footsies over here. So let's do that. If you guys have any questions for me, 6,000% ask me, because I am pretty much done showing you and showing you how to fix certain things. So we have our doves. Yay! We have our dove duck chickens going on here. But I think they look pretty cool, actually. I'm just playing around now. I think that I did a good job. And I'm going to add the orange in over here and go around my ribbon. So there we go. And I'm going to add my orange in on him. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Swirl, tap, dab my brush. I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty. Mr. Nifty in the house. Oh, yeah. I don't think I did too bad. So I'm going to grab some black paint with Mr. Nifty here. I think what was happening with me is that I was you're welcome, Sharon. I was trying to show you all the different steps, and it was messing with my usual flow of when I paint doves. So I forgot his feet. Bonnie, you didn't tell me I forgot his feet on the other side. You're slacking, keeping me on point, Bonnie. Orange paint. Sharon, you learned so much watching me tonight. Oh, I'm so happy. That's the point. That is the point. It doesn't matter if we wind up with doves, chickens, eagles, whatever we wind up with. As long as you are learning and we're having fun, that's all that matters. Okay, so his little feet's on that side. I love how you own it, Bonnie. You're awesome. Okay, so the eye. So the eye, you actually want to follow your beak. And you want to bring it up to where you're following your beak. And it's like not right across from the beak. Because there's a little swoop to the head. So I'm going to follow the beak and do like a little swoop. So let me give you a close-up of that. Close-up. Ah! Alright, this is getting stuck in wires. Sorry about that. Earthquake! Earthquake! Alright, so I'm going to follow the beak. And I'm going to do a little bit of a curve. So I'm going to follow here. And I'm going to do a little curve up. And we're going to give her a very pretty winged eye. And I'm going to do the half circle. Just like that. And then for him, again, you want to follow your beak. So the beak is coming up this way. And you want to follow the curve of your head. But obviously you're not going to put it on the headline. You're going to move it in a little bit. So I'm going to follow his beak here. And I'm going to follow it up. And then right here is going to be where I put his eye. See how it follows the curve off of the beak. And we're going to turn around and give him, let's give him an eyebrow. So we're going to do like a little eye. I want to do this without him looking mad. Alright, he doesn't look mad. Alright, sometimes when you do, sometimes when you do like an eyebrow, you have to be very careful that they don't come across looking like they're angry. Because you could turn around and wind up having them look, because depending on where, thank you, Doreen, you love the eyes. Like if you put the eyes to where they're doing a drastic drop in the front, makes you look angry. So you want to make sure that you don't do that. And I'm going to grab a little bit of black, and I'm going to grab the, give them a little bit of a separation of their beak right there, and the same with him. I'm going to give him like a little smile. So I put the black in there, and now I just have to do the life dot. Like your kitten in the water can. Yes, yes, Tina B. So sometimes you can do it, and they wind up looking angry. So what I would do after this is I would do my ribbons and finish up my ribbons and all of that happy stuff. So, but this was all about doves. So I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty. I am going to grab my white paint. And guys, always free to watch, support, appreciated. Stars is enabled, and I have PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. So thank you so much for anyone who sends support. Make sure I have your address so I can send you Nifties. White paint, Mr. Nifty. Give her a dot right there. And give him a dot. His paint's still a little bit wet, but give him a dot right there. And we are good to go. So I'm going to turn around and pan this out. And let's see how well I did. Oh, Bonnie, my sign. Thank you, sweetheart. So let's bring this out. And you guys tell me. I think we have a pair of doves. I think they look very pretty. So sometimes you have to trust the fact that something might not be altogether perfect as you're trying it, but as you play, it will. Oh, my sign. Thank you, Bonnie. As you play, things can wind up getting a little bit better. So thank you so much, Diane, April, Cindy, Sharon, Doreen, Tina B, Donna, Cynthia, Carolyn, Bonnie, Kelly, Lisa V, Aruna, Marie, Tom, Gloria, Debbie, Aviola, and Madison for joining me tonight. Kelly and I forget, was it Cynthia? Healing prayers to you both, speedy recoveries, and all that good stuff. I am going to see you guys on Friday. We are going to do the wedding address, yes, with our doves, and lots of little flowers. And have a good night, Carolyn. And next Friday is the seascape with the ocean. The following Friday is a surprise. I'm still working on it. And so How To Tuesday this Tuesday and How To Tuesday next Tuesday is going to be based off of the painting that's coming up on the Friday that's following. If anybody would like to order a brush set, it's the same brushes I use every single party. Good night, Bonnie. Good night, Cynthia. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night, Carolyn and Bonnie. You love them? Thank you. And oh, just message me if you oh, and I gotta write How To Barnes down. How To Barnes. And Bonnie, you're the one that wanted the waterfalls, right? I think Bonnie wanted the waterfalls. So I'm going to find, I'm going to go on, do you have YouTube, hon? I'm going to go on YouTube and I'll find you the link to some of my waterfall paintings. I did cover waterfalls in one of my how-to water, one of my how-to water vids too. I covered waterfalls. So good night, Sharon. Thank you so much for joining me. So that being said, I don't remember which water one it was in, though. It might have been in the first one. I'll send you a bunch of stuff. Okay, so good night, everybody. Good night, Tina's husband. Everybody have a great evening. So on that note, I'm going to say good night. So thank you so much for watching me. And Eve is signing off. And you all in my heart, have fun and go create. Okay? Mwah. Bye.